Don't move too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move out of pain and emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Be patient, but also do something. It's okay to fail. But try to fail small if you're going to fail. Learn from the failure. I always say it's truly okay to fail, but please fail small. If you fail huge, you're done. You don't really have the capacity to even go back at it.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're joined by Micah and Christine Hughes, real estate professionals focused on building wealth through relationships, strategy, and long-term thinking. Micah is the founder of Mundial Consulting and an out-of-the-box financial advisor, bringing a unique kingdom-based approach to business and investing. Together, Micah and Christine emphasize that real estate is a team sport and that true success comes from alignment with the right people and a shared vision for growth. Micah and Christine, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
How are
Thanks
you?
for great. Thanks for joining us, guys. And I was mentioning to you in the green room, you're involved in so much. We were talking about title, we were talking about investing, realtor, financial advisor. Let's start off at the top. How did you get started investing in real estate?
Well, I moved down here from Pennsylvania back in 1999, and in about 2002 or 3, I knew I was an entrepreneur, or I just knew I was an entrepreneur. There was no other shot. There was nothing else I was going to do in life, but I didn't know how to go about it. So I went into lending, which was 100% commission. So it felt like a hybrid between employment and self-employment, and it was very nerve-wracking to get used to that. But eventually, about 4 years later, I started my own little business, catering to the Latino community because God gave me Spanish. I use it. And the American professional, because I realized in the market there was a gap between their understanding and someone else's ability to get that lead. And so I just sort of played that middle role there and played,
When we talk about, being bilingual, I mentioned to you before hopping on here, I'm in Santo Domingo, right? So having to speak Spanish, and you got excellent Spanish, by the way. We were talking in the green room, I think much better than mine. And one of the things that I think sticks out is, in many parts of the world, people just have to be speaking a couple languages. In the US, for the most part, people speak English, right? And so a lot of times, I think realtors, investors, lenders, all different types of folks may be missing out on a lot of business that they could otherwise have just by speaking, even a little bit of another language.
I mean, I can tell you from experience because I do design for multiple investors. And when I walk onto sites and I see an investor that has the ability to communicate maybe like with his contractors that do speak Latino, like it's it's just so much better. Like there's just more of like a clarity.
creates more of like a
Hmm.
community environment. You're noticing now with AI and ChatGPT and things like that, people are able to communicate better with the quick translation tools. So it does help. At the end of the day, it's all about relationships. So how fast we can communicate and understand each other is how efficient we'll be in the marketplace.
And what's interesting, you mentioned AI. I was actually using AI to understand like a local dialect of Spanish, and you can talk to it. So it'll talk back to you in that local dialect. It's pretty remarkable, right? So if someone wanted to even translate with people, as long as both sides are open to it, you could kind of use one of these AI models as a translator, right? You actually mentioned to me you were briefly, or I don't know briefly, but you were a translator in baseball of all things.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah, when I was a sophomore in college, I got the opportunity to be a translator to Little League World Series because I'm from that town. I think that's what actually gave me the initial interest in Spanish, on top of the fact that I have relatives who are missionaries in Mexico. So the hybrid of those two things. And I just think I just always felt alive when I was able to be the middleman between two people who didn't understand. If I could connect that made me very much feel alive. I feel it right now, actually. It's like one of those God-given things that you don't really choose to have, but I was able to monetize, not monetize, but capitalize on that with opportunity. And later on, I was able to also be involved with an organization called Baseball Chapel. We go into the clubhouse of the Baltimore Orioles because they couldn't get out and go to church on the side. They would come in and give them a little chapel.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need that, right? If you're working, right, we got to get baseball chaplains or of this sort in a lot of different businesses. Christine, question for you here. Beautiful Instagram page that I saw, lots of wonderful staging. As a realtor myself, that's immediately what jumped out to me. I said, wow, look at the staging here. How did you get into that space? And then what's it like building a business in staging?
Yeah. So I would say about like 7 years ago, long story short, we were married, we got divorced, we got back together. So when I came back, we were kind of like putting our life back together. And so I came along and kind of helped him get his properties like together and organized. And I was like looking at the staging that was being done. I was like, I can do so much better than this. Like I just have a better vision of what I can put together. And so little by little, as we started building this business that we have, it just came naturally. And then I naturally went into layout and design, but I've always been in construction. My father did property management for commercial and residential. So I've been on it ever since I was a little girl and very interested into it. And it just was cool how the Lord brought in Micah and then we've been able to take our two talents and kind of, feed our businesses.
And it really started by cleaning up a mess, because the divorce, custody battles, our businesses were really put to the back burner because we were fighting for our kids and fighting for life and just surviving. And I said, I have an ambition, and that what happened, I'm not going to let it slow me down. So I went out and grew way too fast. I got 5 flips at one time. I put all that weight on one contractor. He wasn't ready. I didn't know. I didn't have the discernment. So then I'm left with a mess. And thank God she came back right at the right time, because it was rocky.
It was a lot.
And so by her coming back and us working together was powerful. And it got us a little step by step, project by project, flip by flip, everything closed out, get the money back. Like, I think we made like 30 grand in 9 flips that year. It was crazy, but we didn't go bankrupt. We stayed afloat. We got better. We got stronger. And now I feel like we're flourishing, because in God's design, family works better, and
Yeah,
business.
it's definitely easier to do things with a partner in life than it is to do things by yourself, certainly. And, one of the things that I've noticed just from effective real estate teams is the strength of that partnership is so pivotal. People oftentimes will say things like real estate is not what you know, but who you know. And there's some truth in that. But of course, you have to be able to do the logistical components and underwrite deals and so forth. But also, too, in a partnership of any kind in real estate specifically, I've seen those, become very challenging and make business super challenging for folks. What's your approach to, healthy partnerships in real estate? And if folks are looking for a good business partner, or if they're looking to get their spouse or their significant other involved in the business with them, how should they breach that conversation?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I can answer that pretty quickly. Look for like-mindedness of people who care about things bigger than just money, because money will follow if you have the right partnerships and you do things right the way they're created to be done right.
And I would say also someone that's not defensive, right? If you're going to have a partner that's super defensive, it's going to be really hard to work through problems. You're going to have a lot of problems in business. So we need to have someone that's like solutions based. So it's taken time, but we have learned where our strengths are and where our weaknesses are. So like when I'm feeling weak, I can call him and be like, hey, I'm having this problem. And he can say, well, this is because of A, B, and C. And then we can learn together rather than being, oh, this is your fault, or it's really having that health. It's like a beautiful dance, like of constantly carrying each other's weight and knowing that sometimes we're going to fall and we just have to get back up.
And we have to get back up is the key, because
Mhm.
this business is riddled with problems.
Right.
And those who can solve the problems together win.
Yeah.
And those who are going to take a selfish approach, it really doesn't have a sustainability possible.
Well, and then you create an environment for your clients where they're starting to feel safe because they see you working together and that you're handling it and they don't have to worry, right? Oh, okay. Yes, this is a problem, but we're going to sit here. We're going to figure this out for you.
Right.
And I think that there's strength in numbers.
Mhm.
So when you're sitting down with someone and you have these team of people ready to serve you, you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Mhm. Yeah, I always say that real estate is definitely a team sport.
Mhm.
Now, when we talk about pivoting a bit here, guys, when we talk about advising folks in real estate and out of the box financial advising, I mean, what does that entail in practice specifically?
You got to find out what a person wants and if they're capable of doing it. And if they're not, I try to get them not to do it, or join someone who actually has the other components that they don't have so that they can be successful. Because trying to do this alone it's very hard. It's almost impossible.
You'll burn out.
So I really like to save people years of hell if they could just follow a little bit of advice and find out whether or not they actually have the aptitude. The fact they have the interest is probably a sign that they have some aptitude, but they have to know that they cannot go it alone. And how to find those people, I really would say the people that partner and come together with them. I don't know exactly how to answer that textbook wise, but I can tell you that for us, it's always been patience and faith, and knowing that this is bigger than us, and that this is all something that we're just managing for the creator who put it together.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So it's just really be patient,
Right.
wait, don't move too fast. Don't move out of pain and emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Be patient, but also do something. It's okay to fail. But try to fail small if you're going to fail. Learn from the failure. I always say it's truly okay to fail, but please fail small. If you fail huge, you're done. You don't really have the capacity to even go back at it. But
Yeah, I
move.
mean, you mentioned pain and emotion, right? Don't move out of pain and emotion, right? I think sometimes in many cases, people are so focused on avoiding pain, that's what's going to be them making the decision, right? Whether it's making a large purchase or, figuring out what they're going to do for a tax obligation, or which is a huge motivation for investors, right? Especially in larger deals, or, something as small as, which realtor or lender am I going to go with when they're just starting out their process? They might just kick this can down the curb until they have to move or they have to buy something new, right? So we want to avoid that, right? We don't want to be so dependent on urgency and pain to make our decisions for us.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, there's other ways to make money. This should not. I've seen people go out and try to leave their job and go into this full time without really having the foundation. Go about it slowly. For the beginner, go about it slowly. Don't leave your job. Cut back hours, but keep your needs met with your current job. As you build aptitude and as you build confidence, you'll know when the time is right to cut even more hours out of your job to move over to your full time career. Because if being real estate, because our heart is financial freedom, our heart is real estate, our
But
heart
we
is
also have
finance.
multiple revenues, right? So going into real estate full time, I believe unless you have a clientele book that is so consistent and that it's true, but in this day and age, I think you need multiple streams of revenue in real estate in order to stay relevant and afloat, right? So like there might be times where our Airbnbs are flying off the shelf, or it's like our flips are flying off the shelf, or maybe it's just a little bit slower with our flips. So like we fortunately have been able to manage multiple streams of revenue, which has opened other opportunities, not just staying in one part of the little real estate of selling and flipping houses.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than that. We have a sober living house. So like we have multiple streams of revenue, and what that does, it allows other opportunities to be presented to us, which means more relationships, more networking. It makes it more fun
Yeah.
and it doesn't get
And
boring.
real estate's a marketplace. It does have cycles. It goes up and down. So
Yes.
when it goes down, we have to be wise to always keep our, I hate this word budget, but have a little bit of a
Within the
spending plan
means.
and not get some success and then go out and live like that is your full-time
All right.
income. Because it's just
COVID style.
sometimes it's just a temporary blip. Stay humble, stay lean and mean,
Yeah.
and move at a pace that doesn't take you out with a market cycle drop. It does happen.
I'd like to ask you, Mike, a specific question about folks financing projects. You know, there's so many ways right now for especially newer investors to get started in the business, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's finding partners, whether, you know, they might say, hey, I'm going to go get a real estate license, or hey, I'm going to go become a lender and learn about that segment of the business, right? If you were to get started in real estate with the intent of one day being an investor, where would you start if you had to start all over again today?
Well, wholesaling is the answer that a lot of people say to start with because it takes less money, takes less capital, takes more grit. And you'll find out whether or not you've got the work ethic and the emotional sustainability if just getting leads and getting them under contract and getting them assigned and closed. If you don't have the emotional bandwidth to withstand a little bit of that discomfort while you still have your job, um, maybe it's not right for you. I mean, let's face it, it's not right for everybody. This isn't. So I think it's really important to be honest about that. But also, you'll know if it's right for you whether or not you're willing to take a first step. But to answer your question, they say wholesaling. Also, just bird dogging, helping connect people. There's a big value in connecting people who need a hard money lender to a hard money lender. There's a value
Yeah.
there. You can provide when you can connect two parties. There's a value. Now, how to monetize that is a different topic, but I have one tomorrow. For example, I brought a deal to a buyer and I brought the hard money lender in. I'm making $5,000, not a ton, but I'm providing a lot of value to the lender, to the investor, and to the seller. And I'm not making much, but you know what? On the back end, I'll probably make 8 or 10 grand. She'll come in. We do free staging for my listings. I pay for her services for staging, so it supports her business. She has a ton of her own clients, but she's my number one go-to. And I feel like by me offering free staging, what they're getting is just a value add. And I don't charge more than the average agent would charge out there.
It's
So
huge.
it's
It's huge.
just bring value wherever you go, bring value as a person, bring value.
We were talking in the green room about the importance of staging. And I mean, certainly if you're trying to sell a property and it's vacant, that's different than selling what I would call a home, right? I mean, if you walk in and it's perfectly staged and you're like, this is the pinnacle of what this house is going to look like, you have it in the best setting, right? I think that that can do volumes of work for moving a listing faster. We are coming up on time here, though, guys. Any new projects that y'all are working on? And then as well, what's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
Well, there's a lot of little projects right now. We're dealing with the jurisdiction to get fire inspections passed for another level of sober living, because we just believe in redemption, restoration, and another shot at life and helping people get there. That's the main thing that I'm working on right now. I really have we have listings and we have helping buyers, and
One of
doing
our
all those things,
Airbnbs just went live last week.
and we're doing renovations. But right now, my heart is to get something to where we can take in more people to a home, to get them financially sound and ready for the next steps, get them the job, to get them back on their feet, to create value to the economy and the marketplace, versus just being a taker, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Micah, Christine, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.